Hey, look at this. This is yet another vintage Zenith Space Commander 400 remote. I had picked this up as a complement to the 1962 black and white console that we redid. And as it turns out, this is actually older than I thought. This is actually from the late 50s, 58 or 59. And it wasn't until 1962 that they came out with a different remote, this one. And maybe not the 600 quite yet. The 600 was mated with the color roundies at the time. But these oval buttons apparently were introduced in 1962. So this remote that we have here now is older than the vintage of the set, but it's a beauty, and it does look nice with it. So I think we're going to take it apart and clean it up. And I think it actually works. At least these three work. You can hear it, actually. There's a little audible... I've gotten used to hearing it, but I can hear it. I can hear that it seems to work. Not this one, though. It's got a dull sound to it, a thud. So we're going to take it apart and see what it is. I bet it's just corroded. This is heavy, and it feels robust. This is a nice one. So let me get some stuff, and we'll take it apart. So the stuff we're going to use to start is one of these little screwdrivers. And I believe these two screws and this center screw should release this top plate. And then we can see inside the remote unit. And I wanted to comment that what I just said is that I can hear it. I can hear there are harmonics. You can, when you hit the button, I can hear it ding, but that's not the frequency that it resonates at to make the system function. And it's probably hard to hear it on camera, but the placement of these four chimes should be the same. In fact, let's take a look at this. What do we have? Oh no, look at this. They are in a different order. On-off volume, lower higher channels, and then this should be the mute. So we're going to find out. I would assume the chimes are all the same. They're just rearranged. So we're going to find that out. They should be marked just like the chimes in here. They have lines scribed in them, from no lines to 3 lines, and we're going to take a look at that. So let's start. Start with the bottom. Put our screws off to the side in an organized manner. And I am looking into the viewfinder of the camera. It's very disorienting to not have, but maybe I'm going to do this differently. Anyway, so 3 screws are out. And yes. Ooh, look at that. Hey, hey-oh. So that's it. We're going to put this beauty, all metal, off to the side. And let's take a look at these chimes. How about that? I don't see any scribe lines in there. I would have thought for sure there would have been. Maybe at the bottom? But fundamentally, the remote is the same as the other ones. It's held in place by these clips, these spring clips, and they all seem to be solidly in place. All right. So let's take the mechanism out. Those two hold the plate in there, and this one's missing, and maybe, oh, that's not a screw. That one maybe. Let's find out. Hey, let's take some screws out and find out what is going on here. Put our screws into this container that has nothing else in it. And, oh, hey, hi. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't expect that. I didn't expect that. Wow, cool. Oh, it operates quite differently than the other ones, the newer ones. Oh, yeah. Super cool. So what do we have here? We have this chime has one line. This chime has no line on it. And let's take this screw out. See if the other mechanism. We have to mark these so that we know where they go. And this screw is going into the secret compartment. And oh, there we go. Just needed a little coaxing. This one has 2 engravings. This one has 3 engravings. Yes, so they are consistent, I think, with the other remote. And I think this is just a mechanism that is intended to hold it in place. Because on the set there's a little I guess you used to call it a male guide that would slide in there. I don't think you can say that anymore. So we're going to clean this up, and then we're going to start looking at these guys, clean these up too. Okay, well, how about that? We just saw something that hasn't been seen in a long time. 1, 2, 3, 4. I just put them in order. That's how they'll go back in. Simple enough. Seemed like a prudent decision to make. That's how they go in, like that. And it also seems like this, just looking at this, there is this black, I don't know what it is, it's a cap or something that is pressed inside here, which effectively disables this clip. And it appears that at one time, or maybe used with a certain type of set, if this plug was not there, this lever would slide over and it would be used to latch this into the saddle. Or let's call it the saddle, not the other thing. So, all right, I think we're going to start with doing a little cleanage on this and maybe take that little plug out just to see what it's like. And then we get into these. We don't want to over clean it, we just want to clean it enough. Okay. Well, I just borrowed this from another set, not the 1962 console, but this is this was on the back of the set. It was a 1969 set. These brackets were fancier earlier, but this was intended to just be a clip, a saddle that you would hold a remote on the back. And this mechanism that I just took this little cap out, and what this is just a latching mechanism. That's what it's intended to do. That when you slide this, let's open it, but when you slide your Space Commander into the saddle, it pushes down on this top part and it locks it in place, so you can't accidentally knock it off. And you have to do this to the remote in order to slide it off the bracket. So you can see right there, there's a, well, it's just the shape of this lever here. And as it slides in, let's open that, let's open this. I'll show you from the inside. You get an inside view. Oh, this is kind of goofy. All right, inside view. Sliding the remote up, and then it latches it. Cool. Look at that. So that's what that's for. I think we don't need that, but we'll leave that plug out for now and we'll clean this out. I think I'm going to just start with soap and water. I don't see a way of getting the screen out. It doesn't look like it slides out. This plastic housing seems to contain it. It's probably pressed in from the top, but I don't see any reason to force it out. No. So we're just going to leave that alone. But I think I'm going to just start with soap and water. See how we go from there. Have to get all the water up so it doesn't corrode. Well, look at this now. This responded wonderfully. And I didn't even use soap. I just ran it under some warm water. And it's back to new. I think this red thing was a rubber grommet that kept the shaft in place. So, and I don't think we'll ever need to use this thing. It's just kind of cool that that was part of this remote, was this latch that was engineered. I got a piece of one of these Mr. Clean Magic eraser sheets. I wonder if clean up this brass a little bit. What do you think? Something. I don't know if we need to be any more aggressive than that. It really looks beautiful. So while I was cleaning this, yes, this started to come loose, and it is just press fit in there. So it just gets pressed in from the outside. And I'm going to leave it out since it came out easily, and it looks like it should go in easily also. But the quality of the construction is just amazing to me. I mean, there was really some serious engineering that went into this, and the craftsmanship from 1958, let's just say. So it's over 62 years old. It's 64 years old. Beautifully made. Made in the USA. So we'll put the screen off camera. And I don't think this is going to require too much else. I don't want to over clean this. It's just fine the way it is. This particular piece, the top piece, it's cast. I don't know what metal it's cast from. What do I have that's magnetic that we can see if it's... I don't want to say that this is cast brass or bronze. I don't think so. But this is a non-ferrous piece of metal. It is not attracted to a magnet, or vice versa, as opposed to, say, I bet you this is, yeah, this screwdriver. So this is one of those magnets, two-part magnet you put around a screwdriver and it magnetizes the tip. So, yeah. Maybe it's zinc that's plated. That might be the case. Didn't they used to call that pot metal in the day? So this cleaned up with just a cloth right after I got it. And I don't think we're going to do too much else to this, if anything, because I really don't think it's going to get any cleaner than this. It's just kind of dusty a little bit, but I'm just going to wipe it down and not even run it with water. Just wiping the outside down with one of these shop towels cleaned it up. It's really been really well cared for. So we're going to put this off to the side also. And then we're going to take a look at this mechanism. Mechanism A. There we call it. We really can't get a good look at how this fully works. This foam rubber material is hard as a rock, and I don't know what purpose it serves. Maybe it keeps this whole mechanism in place. I don't know if I want to remove that either. Alright, I'm going to take the, you know what this stuff is, water displacement formula. I shook it up, as you're supposed to. And we're not going to overdo it, we're going to do it properly with a swab. I'm definitely not going to take this apart. It's not necessary. This mechanism does work, and it might be hard to see. Let's see if we can zoom in on it. Sure. The way this works is there's just a little finger mechanism. So this striking mechanism back here is attached to a piece of spring steel that comes around here and forms a little hook. And when you depress the button, it puts tension. It pushes it back, puts tension on it, and then it slips past the point where it doesn't hold it anymore, and it strikes the chime. Now, I think some of these chimes, I think one of the reasons why mechanism isn't working is because these chimes are not in the right place. But I'm just going to continue with cleaning this up like such. I don't want to hose it down. I think that would be unnecessary, possibly even irresponsible. Is it possible to overstate just how amazing these remotes are? The engineering and the idea behind it, and then the receiver and the chassis. It's just an amazing device. And as we talked about, this is 65 years old. Just insane. Well, that works. I said I wasn't going to hose it, and I'm not. Just going to dribble some in here. If there is such a mode on this can, dribble mode, go into dribble mode. Dribble, dribble, dribble. I should get an eyedropper or something, shouldn't I? Yes, I'm going to do that. Hold on. Look what I found. Found this Triflow. Shook it up. I got a straw. Comes with it. Just going to put a couple of drops in there. Once again, disconcerting. Looking through the viewfinder of the camera. Don't do that. That's all we wanted to do. To kind of get it to drop into place. Maybe we can fight back some of the corrosion. This Space Commander is going to work for another 65 years. This will be like one of those science fiction movies when the world is completely destroyed after the apocalypse. Someone will find a 1958 Space Command remote. Hey, this still works. Something from Planet of the Apes. So this foam rubber here is not really foam rubber anymore, but just kind of looking at the way it works, I don't think there's just enough deflection in it that it still serves its purpose. Because the striker on its tab of spring steel smells nice now. Obviously it works. So I'll tell you what, I can hear it. I can hear the contact of this and both of them. So these work. And we will get it back together and try it out on the set, the 62 Zenith. And interesting thing is simply that the chimes are in a different order. The buttons are in a different place that do the same thing. But as I was saying about this sponge rubber, I think it's still functional for what it was meant to do. And I don't know if we need to go beyond this. Magic eraser. These are pretty neat, Mr. Clean things. This little piece of spring steel, which is sort of the hammer, I guess, trigger, I don't know. It comes back and it contacts the chime, which I guess probably stops it from resonating. I know on the newer, quote-unquote, remotes, the resonation goes on. Maybe not on these. Anybody been following politics? That's something we are not going to talk about. There's no upside to that conversation. I can hear that works. Oh, no, that didn't work. Oh, look at what I did. That's the slot. This is the slot that fits into the clip. And the clip goes from here to there and back on the... So it has to be oriented like this in order to be in the right place. And same with this one. Oh, look at all this. Why don't we just take this out? Why would we not? Well, I don't think there's any reason why we wouldn't. Other than we don't need to. That's the right reason to not take it out. Oh, but look at this. That's how that works. Let me see if I can get a little light. You can see that mechanism. It's a little... So we have the spring steel finger there, and then this striker is attached to another spring steel clip that probably goes like this. Can't really see it because of this foam rubber. Yep, like that, doesn't it? Yep, you hear it securely drops into its detent. Oh yeah, works really good. And then we have that one. Yep, they both work. And I'm going to put that aside. Take the other one. I'll put a little stuff, tri-flow. I'm just going to put some around the chime also. So right here, this chime is not in the right place. So that's got to be, it has to slide back there and drop right into where the clip is. Now this whole thing will work. Ah, spoke too soon. Doesn't, this one probably does. Oh yeah, I can hear that. Alright, so we're going to give it the old cleanup. Yeah. Okay, works there. Alright, we're going to swap it up. Look at that corrosion in there. Yeah, so I was thinking about my comment about the post-apocalyptic world where this will be found, and demonstrated that it still works. I wonder if anybody bets when the apocalypse will come. 3 years, 5 years. We promised we wouldn't talk about current events or politics. But if we did, this one had come out of its detent. And as we know, these chimes are aluminum. Let's confirm that. Let's see. Yeah, but the base is steel. Yeah. So the chimes are aluminum. Aluminium. This mechanism is so clever. Have I said that yet? I don't know. It's not drilled all the way through. Does that represent up or down or left or right? Let's see what the other one has. Okay, so let's go make an assumption that it means it goes one direction or the other. So we're going to do this. Slide it into place like that. There you go. Clicks in. Yep. Give this one the old clean them up trick. Part of why I didn't slide these chimes out all the way, I don't know exactly why. I just felt like I shouldn't force these things back in. But I'm going to do it anyway. So that's how these clips work. And then this chime drops in, and these little slots there hold this chime in place. And that's what allows it to stay in place and to resonate at its proper frequency when it gets struck from the tail end of it. What's amazing also is that this plastic seems to be really strong. I mean, of course you got to be careful. It's plastic that's 65 years old, but it's, you know, that spring steel piece is just riveted. The corrosion that's here isn't anything that's going to harm it or affect the way it operates, so maybe we should just quit while we're ahead. That seems to be a common theme. I think that's always a better idea. Instead of just keep going until you break something and then you're done. Feels clean. Alright, let's look at this since we have it. And we have it here before our very eyes. Maybe we're onto something here with this. Take the chimes out and work it with the Mr. Clean stuff. Maybe that's what we should just do. Maybe we should not quit while we're ahead. Should we see how easy it is to get this in? Okay, let's try it. Let's just try to go in at an angle like that. let the chime itself spread the tabs. There we go. And that drilled hole went away, so we got to push this down. We got to go like this. Yep. 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 These are the parts. Simple enough to put back together. And we'll just put this mechanism in first. Right. Yep. Yep. 2 screws. There was only 1 screw that held this one in. That might have been the case. I think that was the case. I think I remember. We learned that, didn't we? That is neat. Oh, what we should do, we should put our mesh sticker outer fixer tool. This is the kind of thing, just leave it in there. That's my 2 cents. Let's see what we can do here. Straightening that edge, maybe. Leave it in, don't take this out. We gained nothing by taking this out. Why did I take this out? I wanted to show you. 1. I don't think you should take that out. Note to self, don't take the screen out. It's not worth it. All right, let's try to get this back on, understanding what is going on here like that, which I think it just squeaks past these keys. Yep. Because of that standoff. And then fits on the back, that's fine. And we'll put that one in back in, that's fine. Okay, so this is that then. We're gonna put the screws back in. There. Yep. 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 So let's first of all, I want to show you this new hardware on the door. It's pretty cool. Oh yeah. And I wanted to show you this remote, something on it. Lower left corner, where it says Space Commander, we see a circle with a red dot in it. And I think it's supposed to be this. How cute. This is an indicator light that tells us that the Space Command chassis is on and activated. So I believe these two are intended to be aesthetically tied together. Pretty fantastic, actually. All right, well, we should be able to just point our new remote and hit the button. And we should have, I don't know what, actually, starting up. Oh! Oh, yeah. Fantastic. No idea. So we should be able to hit our on-off volume button again. Volume steps up 1. And we should hit it again. Volume steps up to max, based on the way it's set on the volume knob. This should be our mute. Yes. Channel down. You betcha. Channel up. Oh yeah. Unmute it. Good stuff. No thanks. So as we put the remote on the saddle here, I don't know if you heard it latch, but it's latched now, and you cannot remove this unless you slide that release from the bottom of the remote, then you can lift it up. That's so cool. Show you that again. There, it just latched. So that remote is secure. And you have to slide the lever across the bottom in order to get it up. And I think you're going to find this either fantastic or ridiculous. But I found this the other day, picked it up. This is a brand new in-the-box indoor color TV antenna, UHF, VHF, FM stereo. It's brand new. But check this out also. This is from Kmart. Fantastic. And I think that's what this model number is, KM200, a Kmart 200 antenna made in the USA. And I know this was a new old stock, never used, because there wasn't even a scratch on the terminals at the end of the twin lead. So I also wanted to show you something that's really kind of interesting. This is an investment as far as I see it. The price on it, the Kmart price tag, $12.77. I paid about $30 for this at an estate sale. So that makes this more than double in value in that time, which is better than gold. So I think it's pretty fantastic. It's an investment and I don't know what to do with it. So judge me if you want, but brand new antenna for the beautiful Zenith. Thanks for watching.